Welcome to what I feel is going to be the most exciting episode on the Locked It series till date, because not only do we have, on the first time ever, 2 guests, and this is actually the epitome of the capital markets team working closely with the sales force, coming together to sell a penthouse in Orchard without photos and videos.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, guys. Introduce yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
So we have firstly Kimberly, who is
Hey, that's me.
who is actually our listing specialist in the JNA Capital Markets team, handling a lot of the GCB listings that we have, the detached listings that we have, making sure that sellers have that solution, that creative mind, right, to sell their ultra high net worth listings, which is hard to sell.
Extremely hard.
Extremely hard to sell, but it's challenging and fun.
But it's possible as well.
It's possible. That's why I like her. Yeah. And we have Lucas, who is a specialist in District 9, 10, and 11, the Core Central region, who serves a lot of the listings that is, I think, under 20 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything that is above 5 million, sweet spot to 20 million, that is his forte. He has sold 2 just last month, right?
Whoa,
and today we're talking about this penthouse at Orange Grove Residences.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that this home was sold at 6.428 million. There are so many numbers in my head that and the buyers paid $2 million in additional buyer stamp duty
That's
buying this
right.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Tell us more about this place, guys. Tell us more.
Well, so actually, this listing, we're very proud to be the one that conducted the sale because actually it's the highest per square footage ever recorded in the development's history for a penthouse,
Nice.
as well as the second highest per square footage ever recorded in the development's resale history out of all the transactions that happened.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes.
Yes, correct. And the most surprising thing is that it's done without videos or photos,
Yes.
which is the very off-beaten approach
Yes.
that, we don't usually handle,
Yes.
but that which we were given.
So, very good. So, on that point, it is a myth that
Yeah.
if you engage JNA Real Estate or the capital markets team or the sales force, we
Correct.
always have to do videos and photos. Actually, we have sold 1,688 homes in the past 2 years, and we
Yeah.
only have posted like 200 plus videos. So, where did the 1,400 homes go to?
Our
so,
secret
we choose,
sauce,
right?
our secret sauce is not just videos,
Yes.
but really it's creative solutions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Correct.
the viewers will know Lucas because Lucas is a newscaster on GNA News Dash. Because I was just thinking, we talked before on this
Yeah.
show. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's absolutely true, right? So I think just to give us a context, in District 9, 10, 11, if you're talking about penthouses, you're talking about big units, right? Most of them are done through offline marketing.
Yeah.
Not online marketing, because
Correct.
most owners want to protect their privacy. We
Yes.
respect that. And it's all about the network, and it's all about how much aggressive you are in pushing the offline means. So tell us more, Kim. What were the challenges that how many agents were there previously?
Yeah.
How long did it take to sell? Till the extent that the owner had to pay ABSD for her home when she was buying it.
Correct.
Yeah. And what were the challenges that the agents were facing according to the owner?
Yeah, so just a bit of background on this home, right? This home was bought to be rented out the whole way. So the owner actually never even stayed in the home at all. So the whole time they were renting it out, this current tenant was the anchor tenant. So they have been staying for a couple of years now. The relationship between the landlord and the tenants are rather good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing is, the tenant is pretty private as a person because of her profession. She's pretty private as well.
Yeah.
So the thing is, the main challenge we faced was previously before we took out the listing, there were 5 other agents
Yeah.
that were they were representing the owner. But the thing is, they could not get an offer even after marketing it for over a year.
I think a year plus, right? 1 year and a half.
It wasn't even a check offer because in our case, when we
There wasn't even a verbal offer.
Yes, also
Yes.
a verbal offer.
Yeah.
I mean, for us in GNA, when we consider offer, it's always
Yes.
in a check form.
100%.
So neither was there a verbal nor a check offer.
Yes.
So, and the owner was actually facing very, very, was kind of having a lot of built up frustration because, it was like, we've been marketing it for almost a year, but why haven't we received anything at all?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the previous agent, they have done a video actually
Yeah.
and a photo. And I think that also kind of brought the gut of the tenant up because the tenant felt that, a video has already been done, the photos has already been done.
Yeah.
And I think that's also very important why you have to choose a strong marketing team because I think the video had
Correct.
like 4 views and it was just like a private channel for the agent who was selling this home.
Yeah, it wasn't professionally done as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing that I just want to ask is this, right? 1.5 years in the market, right? There were 5 agents marketing it. There's a tenant who was extremely private. So when you guys first heard about this particular listing, And I think the owner was aiming to sell above valuation with 0 offers.
And she had a very tight timeline.
And she had a very tight timeline.
Because she needed the cash.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Like, was it like, wow, I'm so excited? Or was it like, let's think about it, whether we should take it or not?
I want to hear what Lucas says.
Yeah, maybe Lucas can go
Yeah.
first.
I was like, yes, let's do it, of course. If we can't do it, who can do it?
Wow.
That's what we always say in our team.
That's how we
Correct.
suck ourselves out sometimes.
Yeah.
To sell these things that are super hard to sell. What about you, Kim?
For me, it was more of like, okay, this is a very new challenge, but if we could break through this listing without doing any big or grandeur marketing, right?
Yeah.
Then, it would be sort of like, something that, we could do in future for other listings as well that don't permit photos or videos. So it's a challenging thing, but something worthwhile trying at least with a very tight timeline in place.
I must give the credit to Lucas and Kim for taking up this listing, because I remember after the meeting with the owners.
Yeah.
Owners, I hope that you don't see this, and even if you see this, right?
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you. You're amazing, and I just got to be truthful here, right?
Yeah.
I remember we went back to the office. You're walking up to the second floor.
Correct.
And I was like, guys, let's not take up this listing for sale. I remember. I was like, guys, let's not take up. And Kim was like, no, we got to take this out. I'm like, how? Penthouse? 1.5 years, 0 offers, no photos, no
Lots
videos,
of roof terrace spaces.
Lots of roof terrace spaces. We are talking about above valuation transaction. And for those who don't know, if you're a new realtor or if let's say you're an owner, right, wondering why your penthouse can't be sold. Just yesterday, we met an owner who's selling her $7 million penthouse as well.
Correct.
And us as realtors, it's not like luxe listings or sexy listings make us excited. It is not.
It's actually challenging.
It's super
Yes.
It's super challenging.
And we spend a lot of money per listing just to push it.
Yeah.
And the reason why we are very apprehensive of taking out all listings is because for every listing we take up, we spend money. This money sometimes don't come back one. So we need to make the right business decision. But
Correct.
that's the reason why they are who they are, right? They said, let's take it. It's a challenge and we are going to face it. So tell us more. After getting the listing, the owners trusted us.
Yeah.
First touch base with the tenant. How was it like? I think that was like Lucas or like Kim talked to the owner a little bit, right? And then you I think was it Lucas who talked to the tenant?
Tenant.
So
He was talking to the tenant.
How was it?
She's a very nice lady.
Yes, she's
but
very nice.
She's very nice, but just a very private person, and we respect that, of course.
And she holds firm to her decisions and her
Yes.
boundaries.
Yeah. So she didn't allow us to take photos or videos. Like even when we begged her, I brought her gifts and things like that.
It's called begging, not bribing.
Yeah, not bribing, but
just winning the heart, like getting into the heart. Right.
It was
Correct.
Chinese New Year at the time. I remember it was Chinese New Year, and it wasn't nice to just show up empty-handed. So it wasn't anything expensive, just oranges.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I shared with her some of the Chinese customs, because she's French.
Yeah.
And I think she appreciated it quite a lot. Yeah. And just build that rapport, but still, it's not enough to break through her privacy barrier. Yeah, so we did have to really think about a lot of creative solutions. How do we market this place without photos or videos? Because the market for these type of homes, they also don't like to waste time on a house. And I guess the first thought in their mind is that if there's no photos or videos, then maybe it's like not a nice house.
She was saying previously when the other agents represented, the 5 other agents, right? There was consistent footfall. So why do we need even more photos or videos?
Yeah, but in actual fact, the reason why they had consistent footfall was because of the photos that was actually posted on the portals as well.
Which was not inside of the house.
Yeah.
It wasn't even anything that's
It was the
related to the
outside
house.
of the house, right?
It was
And
the
I think-
facade of the
Absolutely.
development.
And that was something that in JNA capital markets we really wanted to change, because we felt that, luxury listings are really underrepresented.
Yeah.
We just feel that, sometimes there are too many dummy listings, we call it, or even like fake photos online to hook buyers, and then telling buyers that there's this frustration amongst buyers that it's a fake listing and you just bring me to shop other places, right? So back to Lucas, right? What I heard from the owners were that it was a little harder to communicate with the tenant already, because it was like 1.5 years of viewings, and if I'm in the tenant's shoes, it was tough. Like opening my door every weekend when I'm working Monday to Friday just for you to have viewings, and I have no vested interest in it.
Yes.
It was tough, and I think the reason why we didn't push for that video or that photo, which was quite rare, we usually love to push for it, was because we understood and we empathized with the tenant. We stood in her shoes, and we felt that was the trust that we had, right? Representing the tenant's interest as well, while managing the owner's interest, was so important. Because of that, then we could allow more viewings requests to be approved and to be there. Okay, so great. So, but when you first saw the home, right? We went for the site visit.
Yeah.
Do you all love it? You felt it was nice?
I loved
Lucas
it.
loved it?
Okay,
Great.
so based on the floor plan, I thought it would be very elongated, meaning that, the corners of the house would be extremely like near to each other.
Yeah.
But actually when you step inside, it's pretty spacious.
Yeah.
It's just that it's rectangular.
What was the size of this penthouse? Maybe for the viewers to
It's
know.
2927 square feet.
2927 square feet.
Yeah, with lots of roof terrace spaces, mainly on the first floor as well as the second floor.
So I remember at the living hall, there was this roof terrace to the left. And then in the junior master, there was another roof terrace. It was another balcony space over there.
Yeah.
And then right on top, it was where the roof terrace was
almost
right
open.
outside the master bedroom, right?
Correct.
And this home was a 4 converted to 3.
It was
It was a 3.
It was just a 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay, because recently I was talking to some of the individuals in our Salesforce or the Locked It series, and they're telling us that a lot of them are converted bedrooms, from 3 to 2 or 2 to or 2 to
Correct.
1. Okay,
I mean,
great.
I understand why I think this way because usually penthouses in D9, D10, D11, right? They're usually 4 bedders at this price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the size as well.
Correct.
2,900 square feet,
Yeah.
3 bedrooms.
Yeah, it's a little hard to fathom, right?
And the thing is that
Yeah.
it's
Expect
a
a 4.
duplex. It's a duplex penthouse, not just a penthouse. So
Yeah.
1/3 of the space is upstairs.
Yeah.
And when you're downstairs, you also have your balcony space.
Yeah.
A 2,900 square feet home, when you first step in, it actually feels like 1,600 square feet.
100%.
Yes, because of the open spaces.
100%.
Yeah.
So, I personally, when I first saw the home,
Yeah.
the first thing that I thought was this. Okay, it has to be a foreign buyer.
Yes.
And the reason behind that is because if you're not a foreigner, at 6.4, 6.5 million, you'll buy a landed. We have Jalan Elok. Shout out to Jalan Elok as well. We have a landed listing there. 1,600 square feet, 4,000 plus build up, and at 6.4, 6.5 million, right? So it has to be a foreigner.
Yeah.
And for a foreigner to buy a place like this, they have to pay at least $2 million in additional buy stamp duty, which makes
Way
that
above the
penthouse
asking.
at $8 million plus without city views.
Yes.
The Street 910 is known to have penthouses with city views, right?
Yeah.
And of course, I was just thinking, the practical side of me was like, can we really sell it? So after going for the site visit, okay, no photos, no videos, right? So what did we do differently? Let's talk about it.
Okay, maybe I can
Yeah, you can
share.
go first.
Yeah. So for this, because the tenant didn't allow us to take photos, and we still wanted to give some reference point to viewers, at least entice them to come and see, and that the place is pretty nice. So what I did was I took some reference photos from other penthouses in the same block.
That looks similar.
Yeah, that look similar, and I ran it through an AI to create a similar layout picture.
Yes.
Yeah, to have a living room, the kitchen,
Yes.
the bedrooms, and it was all AI generated.
And I must say that the photos look very realistic.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
When we,
When we saw it, we were like,
yesterday when we do the presentation, she was just like, is it real?
yeah, correct.
Yeah, it was like, yes, not.
Our owners were like, is that real? We're like, no, this is all fake. And it looks super real. And I think that was important because a lot of the profile of the buyers that were viewing this place, they were very busy and they don't want to just come down for a trip just to see the penthouse. They want to screen through the photos first, and now we have no photos or videos. Usually we send that through and then they see already, they like it, they come down. And then at least they have an accurate representation. What about you? Like, I know that the seller was very motivated to sell, but also a little worried because her timeline for ABSD was like, for remission was like super tight.
Correct.
And she was like thinking, I will understand her frustration because 1.5 years, no offers. It's like you don't know whether you're buying on the right team. And we took an exclusive of 6 months for this listing. Right? And 3 months. 3 months.
3 months. 3 months.
So what do you do when it comes to the management of the seller?
Well, when we first talked, right, she said, I wish we met you earlier.
I remember she said that.
Yeah, because she felt that there was a glimpse of hope in us, meaning that, initially we thought we could do a video, but of course, after running through the tenant, we couldn't. But that wasn't the factor that stopped us. In fact, we actually went the off-beaten path. We did more things, to create footfall in this listing. And actually
so many things that we did.
We
spent so much on this.
And it required a lot of organic reach out.
Offline marketing as well.
So that's why a lot of time was spent on this listing. So actually on this listing, we learned that there's a lot of other avenues besides online and offline. I mean, within, the usual cookie butter approaches, right? That we could tap on.
I remember we did a blasting to most of the owners staying in the particular area, D9, 10, 11. That cost us money. We also did email blasting. We also did cold blasting.
We reached out organically as well.
We reached out organically.
C-suite
we were like doing cold calling for the listing. I remember we were like talking to like, you reached out to 100 plus agents, right? Or like, we have this penthouse for sale. We are more than happy to give you good commission. work with us. And our seller after the sale was like, are you sure you guys are profitable in this sale? We're like, okay, we didn't really count.
Yeah, and also to note, right, that this listing was over a year on the market, so it was exposed. So some people that we have reached out to, they say, oh, they have seen it.
Yeah.
And even so, we're not the only listing on the market in the development as well.
100%.
So we're facing quite a lot of competition.
100%. And to be even more vulnerable to all of y'all, right? I remember that my communication with the seller was very emotional. I remember that it was nearing the 3rd month of our exclusivity.
Yeah.
We were not getting any offers.
Yeah.
We were pushing our hardest, every single day we're in office. The moment we see each other, we're like, how's OGR? How's OGR? Like, wait, how's OGR? How are the ads online doing? How are the ads offline doing? How are the ads from newspaper doing? How is the SMS blasting doing? How is the email blasting doing?
Correct.
And sometimes penthouses like this is very hard to push, right? And there was just almost like a heated exchange with the owner. And I understand that because the owner was frustrated, right?
It was a passionate exchange, I would say.
Yeah, passionate exchange.
We were very involved in the listing. It was something that we talked about every single day. So that's why it wasn't much of a heated, but it was passionate.
Yes, and one thing that I always tell our guys at JNA Real Estate is this: never be overly emotional in a deal.
Correct.
Because when you do that, it clouds your judgment when it comes to negotiation and clarity of moving forward.
Yeah.
And I remember that the owner told me this. She's like, I don't know if I can trust you anymore. She told me this, and I was like, I understand why you say that, because like what you mentioned in the first meeting, there was this glimmer of hope.
We wish we met you earlier.
Yeah, we wish we met you earlier. And then it became like, can I even trust you? Are you guys the right team?
Correct.
And I just told her like very logically, I said, you got to trust me a little bit more.
Yeah.
We are doing all it takes.
Yeah.
The previous agents had 1.5 years. We only had 3 months. Now it's the 2nd month mark and you're counting down to our exclusivity. And the starting months of the year was horrendous. I mean,
January and February.
The inquiries was bad. It was throughout the market, right? Interest rates were high. Uncertainty was in the market. And she was like, I don't know, right? Whether I could trust you. I said, you just got to give me one last shot, right? And then we had a reorg. And we had quite an emotional reorg also. We're like, guys, after a long time, the last time I heard this was when I was 21. Like after a long time, there are doubts, right?
Yeah.
We are JNA. And what Lucas said just now was like, and if we can't do it, who can?
Yeah.
The reason why we say that is not out of pride. The reason why we say that is because we do everything necessary to get the listing sold.
Yes.
It's not just about spending money. It's not just about putting on all the platforms, running ads online, home tours. We are personally invested, sweating it out, finding owners, talking to potential buyers, reaching out partners to sell the listing.
Yeah.
Correct.
Every single listing that we have is like selling a project.
And this is just a tip of the iceberg, because every listing you need to have good marketing to get footfall and then good negotiation to actually close it.
Yes.
So we're doing more in the start than what people actually do.
Yes. And I remember that the offer came in.
Yeah.
And how long was the negotiation process?
It's about 3 days.
Yeah.
Right? I remember on Friday, was it Friday?
Yeah.
Friday at 6 p.m. Lucas called me and he was like, it came in all together. And he was
I just came home and then he was just like, let's go to the house.
Go. Like, we have to go to the house. And then I was booking my wedding venue that day. I was like, oh no, I just time blocked for Penny already. And then I was like, it's not so sensitive, right?
Yeah.
And then I know the offer just came in. I said, sure, okay, let's just do it. And then Lucas was like, but the buyers are foreigners and they
the bank is not open.
Checkbook. And the bank is not open and it's 6 p.m.
Oh,
and our number one policy, offer must have check.
Confirm check, no verbal. Because we got played a lot by verbal offers.
Correct.
It's like it's not binding at all.
Yeah.
And so what happened? I mean, the next 2 days were like super.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. It was
Yeah.
So how was it? How was the next 2 days like?
I mean, the buyer's agent gave their reassurance that this buyer is not going to back out, because this buyer has been shopping for 3 whole months already and has not put a single offer on anything. This is the first offer they've ever put. Yeah. They are not going to back out. Yeah.
And we couldn't really believe it, to be honest, right?
Because everybody tells us the same story.
Everybody says the same. Yeah, anything could have happened.
Yeah.
Just had a passion exchange with the owner previously, and then now we have the offer in.
Yeah.
Expectations are high for the owner. We are emotional about it. We have spent months of Christmas doing it as well. Chinese New Year, we are spending time on it.
Yeah.
And then the bank is closed. We have no offer. And then we gave the agent great commission.
Yeah.
Okay, great, above market commission. And she said, okay, she's not going to back out.
Yeah.
And then Monday came. So what happened on Monday?
So on Monday, yes, the banker was standing by already to give the check offer.
It was what was the offer initially?
6.288.
Amazing. And we closed it at 6.4288 eventually. So what happened during the process? Maybe you can bring us through.
So we got the cashier's order from the buyer on Monday, right? And we took the check to the seller.
Yes.
Right. And I remember you were the one who presented the offer to the seller.
Yes.
And it was their first offer, actually. And actually, the sellers were willing to take the offer.
They were like, let's accept it.
Yeah.
Like, wait, hold up.
We can do better.
We can do better. We think we can do better.
Yeah.
And the reason why we felt that we could do better was because I think the agent let it out a little, that the buyer really loved it.
Yeah.
And I think this is just that on the ground experience of a realtor. That we know that, we can squeeze a little bit more from the buyer because we represent seller's interest, simply put, right? So what happened after that?
Okay, to be honest, this was a listing that we marketed for 3 months. This was the first offer.
Yeah, we got it was insane.
Honestly, if you say I'm not,
we're quite scared, honestly.
If I was not anxious, I'll be lying. 6.28, the seller happy already.
Yeah.
Right? Why not take it? Let's close it. Right?
Yeah. And it's not because they were facing like a tight timeline. That's why they closed it. They were genuinely happy with the offer.
Yeah. And I recall you guys were like, you sure?
Like, we want to try higher for the owner because we want to break the development's record.
Yeah, that was the only reason, actually. Because we knew that, 6.28 was like too close to the valuation. It wasn't a sexy deal. There was no, but we were confident that we could squeeze a little high from there.
Speaking of valuation, it was 6.1.
Yeah, and we got
at 6.28. It's already above valuation already.
But we always sell these things like 200-300K. It's like that's like 128. It's like
And then they have to pay ABSD. That's like so much cash.
100%. And they were in Taiwan. We had to fly the OTP over.
Oh yes.
Our owners were in Indonesia.
Correct.
We had to fly the OTP over. And shout out to Geraldine, right? That's amazing about working as a team. When her grandma was the one.
The grandma was faster than an international courier. The grandma was faster than an international courier.
We had an international
shout out to Geraldine.
And it was so slow. And Geraldine's grandma was like there getting the option to purchase, delivering out to us. And then she flew back to Singapore, right?
Yeah.
The reason why we were able to pull it up to 6.4288 million from 6.28, it was $140,000 more, It was because we helped firm in our negotiation. And I think that they counter offer 6.388. And then after that, within just a few minutes, we were like, we know your buyer can do better. Give me the last offer you can push. And then the agent was like, okay, I tell you, 6.428 is the highest they can go. They were like, what about 6.45? Because they negotiate, right? And then they're like, okay, honestly, if it's 6.458, they're going to go to another place. I really look at another penthouse already. Like, okay. Let's take the offer. And presented the seller, and the seller was so happy.
Yeah.
So how do you feel after the offer closed? I mean, what was the first thing that you guys thought, like, when we saw the penthouse?
I think it was like a finally moment for the family. Because they have been waiting, let's just put it that way, for 1.5 years for even an offer. And right now it's a satisfactory offer. And it was our first offer. So, first offer from that buyer. So, it was a very happy feeling because we finally got it off the market for them. So that it's not overexposed and you don't have the same, that kind of, I could get an offer, like when, how, that kind of thing.
What about you, Lucas?
I was just happy for the family. It's been a long journey. I mean, for us, it's been 3 months. A hectic 3 months. But for the family, it's been even longer, almost 2 years.
Plus 2.
And I bet, they needed to buy their new place and things like that. So the timeline was really creeping out on them. I'm sure they couldn't have gone to another agent based on the timeline.
Correct.
You start this all over again.
And honestly, I think that what you said, the timeline wise, it's like, the reason why we're so emotionally invested in this deal is because we know that we are their last hope because of the timeline.
Correct. Yeah.
And if we screw it up, then it's like there's no hope for this thing anymore. It's like resurrecting, resuscitating. We just ended Good Friday, so I was just thinking about resurrection, but resuscitating, giving the last breath of life to someone,
But in a very, very different way. So I think that's why they also trusted us in the beginning.
And because also,
our promise also, besides, let's say, the cookie butter approach, right, is we'll do whatever it takes to get an offer and a check offer.
Yeah. And I saw once again how negotiation, because of negotiation, we could pull out the offer by another $140,000 cash. It was fully paid, right? More for the owners, right? And the owners were already in their 80s and, you know, they're retiring, having a very successful business, but also some spare cash for them, right? For us, it's a lot. It's like, you know, it's great as well. And also that's also the reason how we choose individuals in our sales force as well, right? If you see Lucas, someone who really cares for the client, you know, the first thing that he thinks about is, wow, you know, throughout the whole sale process is always about how would the client have felt, you know, how would the tenant have felt. And, you know, with this kind of approach, this kind of mindset in every deal, I think empathy allows you to win the hearts of tenants and sellers and buyers. There's always something that I share in this team. I said this, every mean person that you meet always have people who love them.
Yeah.
And the moment you understand that, you will know that everybody can be talked to. It's just how much effort you need to put, because this person is also a mother, a father, a son, or a daughter to someone, and they love them for something else. Yeah. So if we always have too much of emotions, right, it's very hard to connect with the person. It's very hard to break that wall of what you say, privacy or that barrier. Yeah. And then for Kim, it's like, you know, I don't take anything that is not challenging. Let me break the record price. And this is the reason why you're in the GCB team and the capital markets team as well.
Yeah,
not
thank
easy,
you.
Not easy. Yeah. So amazing job, guys. Any last things you just want to share? To maybe can be realtors, can be brokers, can be aspiring sellers, or anything. Just anything you just want to share.
I think we still hold firm to the truth that, you know, no listing cannot be sold.
You know, Grace just said that.
No, really. Like because I think capital markets, right, it's really, we're met with a lot of challenging listings. Pricing is not good. Land attributes are probably not good for land, let's just put it that way. Or condo, even the facing or the attributes of the condo is not good. You know, but it still can be sold. You just have to find that one right buyer. Yeah. And we'll do whatever it takes to do it.
And fun fact, Kimberly is one of the youngest member in our sales force. And one day I'm going to interview her. What's the reason that gives her that drive to take on like giants in the industry? Because we talk about GCBs, they're giants in the industry. It's hard to sell, right? We'll talk about that one day. So no homes cannot be sold.
Yes. Yeah. Even a roadside landed.
Even a roadside landed. Even sunken landed.
Sunken landed.
All right. What about you, Lucas?
Well, I guess my advice is for the realtors, the other realtors in the industry. I mean, there are a lot of difficult listings out there, right? And if you're going to take it on, do your 100% for it. Yeah. Do your 110% for it.
Correct.
Because I think a lot of realtors, what happens is they are, it's not that they are not willing to put in the hard work, but they just don't know how sometimes.
Or they give up too easily.
Yeah, and they think that, do we take the listing? They're very happy for a good quality listing, a high value listing, and they post it on Property Guru, right? And it just wait there for.
It's just passive sometimes.
Correct. I actually have another point to build on this, right? So actually just now I was having a viewing somewhere along Whitley Road. Yeah. So it's for a detached that's over 10,000 square feet. Shout out, it's undervalued. But it's it's a serious buyer. So that's why they're very motivated. So the thing is, the agent actually told me, she's 3 months into the industry. She serves whatever buyer that comes along her way. So, you know, regardless if the buyer is, you know, has a timeline or has even respect for her, right? So she will serve, which I felt that it was very sort of not a very focused sort of way to kind of start your business. Yeah. Because she also has a full-time job, but she's doing this as something like, you know, she wants to break out of the rat race. So that's why. Cycle. Yeah, she wants to.
Corporate ladder,
Yeah, the corporate ladder, the corporate ceiling. So that's why she wants to take this on and see how it goes and eventually quit her job. That's what she said. Yeah. So she told me that, you know, whatever buyer that comes along, she will serve regardless if they listen to her or not. So I felt that, you know, that was something that a lot of people when they're starting out would face. Yeah. You know, without the experience, it's very hard to earn the trust of buyers or even sellers, right? Yeah. But I think the key thing is actually to focus. Yeah. Meaning to choose your top 5 clients of the year and actually go very deep. Yeah. Such that, you know, even when you're on holiday, they still message you and say, hey, I want you to be back and then I want to negotiate when you're back. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what happened to me for one of the buyers.
Great.
So that's something very, very nice to hear, but something that doesn't come very easily.
It's true. Yeah. And I'm hearing one is active marketing. Once you take on the listing, have the conviction, take it on 110%, don't take it on like even sometimes 100% is not enough.
Correct.
Yeah. And for Kim, it's like more of like, you know your value, know your worth. Right? I think knowing your worth is very important because if you're someone who don't know your worth and you take on listings and you try to sell listings without knowing your worth and the listings worth, you're not going to do a good job. And in the end, you're just going to be so busy and then you won't even earn a single cent as a realtor.
Yeah, right? You're circling about, honestly.
I love that. Yeah. All right. So thank you so much for watching this episode of the JNA Locked It series. It has been so many things that we got to decipher. We got to, you know, go and think, sit down, go and reflect a little bit more. more. If you are wondering where you can get more of our content or frequent updates, we have a Telegram channel called JNA Real Estate. I think till date we have about 210 subscribers, so please go there and take a look. If you're hearing us on podcast, hello to you. If you're watching us on video on YouTube, hello to you.
Hello.
And thank you so much for watching this episode of the JNA Locked It series. This is Jarvis.
This is Kim.
This is Lucas.
And we'll catch you for the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.